अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, मैं हूं आमिर पिरज़ादा, आपका होस्ट स्टोर फ्रंट के साथ दोबारा आपके साथ हाजिर हैं। जैसा आप जानते हैं, हम इस प्रोग्राम में आपकी मुलाकात मुख्तलिफ बिज़नेस ओनर से करवाते हैं, उनकी सक्सेस स्टोरीज शेयर करते हैं और नई प्रोडक्ट्स इंट्रोड्यूस करवाते हैं। अगर आप बिज़नेस ओनर हैं या आप किसी ऐसे बिज़नेस में इंटरेस्ट है जिसके बारे में आप इंफॉर्मेशन चाहते हैं, विल बी मोर देन हैप्पी टू गेट यू कनेक्टेड विद द राइट पर्सन विद द राइट सोर्स। तो हमें ईमेल कीजिएगा storefrontaajtv@gmail पे। तो नाजरीन, हमारे साथ आज जो शख्स मौजूद हैं, इनका नाम है जस्टिन जानकी। इनकी सक्सेस स्टोरी हम आपके साथ शेयर करेंगे कि हाउ डिड ही स्टार्ट हिज ओन ब्रांड and how did he take from one place to the next. And I think that would be very helpful for our viewers to know how products and branding are created and taken to the next level. So Justin, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I appreciated you especially coming and taking the time. You had a little bit drive for it. So would you please tell your company name and then what is your product?
Sure. So we are called El Norteño. We're a beef jerky brand. We're based in Austin, Texas.
Okay. And so this brand, I'm sorry, I was trying not to make a mistake. Since you said it, now I think I can make a mistake, so you can correct me, right?
Sure.
El Norteño.
El Norteño. So if you do this, I found it.
It's easy to say it.
Right.
So N is a little bit Norteño.
With an accent, Norteño.
Norteño.
Yep.
All right, got it. El Norteño.
Close.
Norteño. Okay.
Close.
So what does it mean, by the way?
So it means the northern.
The northern.
So with El Norteño, because it's a beef jerky brand that's inspired by the tastes, sounds, and colors of northern Mexico and Texas.
Okay.
So in English, El Norteño means the northern, which is referring to not only the region, but the culture. So some of it is music culture. It's colorful, lively, welcoming, fun. That's the brand. So El Norteño wants to embody all of that in a beef jerky.
Okay, very nice. So hopefully you will have something with the El Saltillo maybe one day?
Possibly, yeah. But that's phase 3.
Phase 3.
Right.
All right. So tell us your product, beef jerky. I mean, how did you come about? First, let's talk about your brand name. As you said, how did it come about? How did you get started with the name?
That's a great question. So we started our company in 2006 as a private label development company. So we were developing recipes for other brands.
Okay.
It was all centered around beef jerky. So we did that for a variety of customers, large and small. Everything we did started in our kitchen because we loved beef jerky. We loved making it, and we knew that we could make better tasting beef jerky than what we bought in stores. So that was our foundation. We worked for many years doing that and had a lot of happy customers. We always knew that we wanted to create our own brand and get into that game, which is difficult.
Yeah.
We wanted to make something that was unique, something that no one else was doing, and we were fortunate enough to collaborate. So that's a big piece of this. It's always other people, bringing other people into it. We met some partners from Guadalajara, Mexico, worked with them for about 18 months to develop something that was unique and different, but focused, and that was El Norteño.
Okay.
So we worked with those guys for almost 2 years to develop the color, the branding, the taste, the flavors, and then we took kind of their collaborations and used our experience with our private label development and created the brand.
Okay, excellent. So when did you launch the company after 2 years of hard work?
So the company, we say the national launch was February of 2017. So we're a young brand, but we've gained a lot of traction and momentum because we are different and unique, and of course it always tastes very delicious. That's, I should say, if you're developing a food product, that's the ground level. It must taste delicious.
Okay.
So that's still number one.
That's very nice. That's very good. Well, I have at one point was I would say a fan, or loved eating beef jerkies. So the reason I want to ask you about your company initially, and then we will share with our viewers that how to get into a branding, because as you said, because a lot of people think it is very easy to have an idea, just go and launch it tomorrow, and of course there's so much which goes into that. So what is your line of products? I mean, how many products do you guys carry with that beef jerky?
Sure. So over the years, we've developed many different flavors and varieties, but for El Norteño specifically, we've released 4. That's 2 meat sticks. The meat sticks are a little bit different in that they're a blend of beef and pork. They're smoked using real wood. There's no MSG. They're gluten-free. Very low salt content because they use real chilies to flavor them.
Okay.
So those are our 2 sticks, and then we have the jerkies, our original, which is based on a very specific recipe from Mexico. And then we have a mango habanero flavor that is very spicy, mixes sweet and heat together.
Okay.
And then we're unique in that all of our jerkies come with a packet of hot sauce inside the bag. So I've found over the years that people really respond to that. No matter who you are, they think it's cool.
Yeah, that's right.
So with El Norteño, we have 4 products released and a 5th on the way.
Okay. So since you launched, so how was your response in the market? I mean, you said it was a good traction you got initially. So you launched from Austin. So how far have you guys reached with your product?
So we sell nationwide. Our focus is absolutely on Texas, specifically Austin, Houston, San Antonio, El Paso, anywhere along the border, Laredo. So we really want to make Texas the home of El Norteño. But certainly we want to sell in California, Chicago, New York City, Miami. So we're focused nationwide, but we're also very much aware that we live in Texas and we're based in Austin.
Excellent. So what is your position, or what position I would say after you put so much work in it? So what position did you take for the company?
I'm the brand developer. So I do a lot of the marketing, I build relationships, I communicate like we're doing right now, and I do business development too, so I'm doing sales, I'm making calls, going out and meeting with accounts. I still very much touch the products, so I develop them on those end as well. And but that's generally my role is to develop the company from those positions.
Okay. Another question, which is from a person who new to branding, okay, because it takes really a hard work, I would say, to create even a single candy.
Right.
Wouldn't you believe? Say it takes a lot of work in it. So let's share a little bit on the starting process. Everybody might have an idea. Do we have such platform, as you said that you used to package for other people as a white label or a private label, right? So what would you suggest to people if they have a great idea, a great recipe, I would say? So where one should start?
Well, having a great idea is a good place to start. But there's a good phrase that ideas are cheap and execution is expensive.
Yes.
So it takes a lot more than having a great idea. It's going to take a lot more time than anyone will ever imagine. And it will take more people than any people will imagine. So you can do your best to protect your idea and nurture it, but you have to be willing to invite other people into it because you need other people's talents and vision and expertise and ability. So building out your team is going to be very, very important if you expect to scale it from idea to a shelf or even an internet store.
Right. But we'll talk about this internet sales and the opportunities we have to launch any product and see the results. So where do you see, or how did you see, I was trying to ask is, when you launched the company, when you initiated, took 18 months and then you initiated, so what was the response? What was the growth rate for your company?
So the response was, getting anything off the ground if you can create a hit that explodes overnight, then more power to you, but that's pretty rare. But we've seen steady traction and growth for a couple of reasons. As I said, the base reason, it tastes good. That's very simple.
Yeah, that's the key, just like restaurants.
Just like a restaurant. Honestly, I would put that at 80%. Does it taste good? Do people enjoy eating it, smelling it, touching it, looking at it? Those are really the most still, despite all of our technology and everything else.
Right.
That is the most important aspect of creating a food product anyway. So it all starts with the recipes. We want to constantly be improving them. So you have to listen to what people say to you.
Right.
So we're always saying, how does it taste? And if someone says, it's a little chewy, okay, we've heard them. It's a little too spicy, okay. Now you can't go out and change it just because somebody tells you something.
Right.
But if you hear patterns, you have to respond to them.
Right.
The other thing is you have to be aware of what's going on in the market as well. So if there's a trend that is sticking, it's clearly not going away. And the trend would say, for instance, would be people want something that's healthier. So for instance, no sugar is not going away. People do not want to consume large amounts of sugar anymore. Right. That's why you see sodas aren't selling as well as they used to. So for us, our recipes contain no sugar. So for having a beef jerky that has no sugar is very important, and we're discovering more and more that people are responding to it as they become aware of who we are and what we're offering. You have to be unique. You can't just build the same thing again and again and expect people to respond to it. And then it has to look appealing with your packaging. So you have to test, talk to your audience, know your audience. You have to be willing to be flexible and adaptable too. And I would say if you created something out of the gate that looks beautiful and tastes beautiful, then you've achieved quite a victory.
Yes.
It will change and evolve as you learn what your customers are responding to and what the market is telling you. So basically it comes back to communicating and listening.
That's very true, because especially in the food product or food business, you can spend so much money on your marketing brand, if it doesn't taste good and you do not change based on the feedback you receive, of course it's not going to last long.
Exactly.
Just like any of the product you and I use, So back to my initial question, let's say advise or share with our viewers that let's say somebody has an idea or somebody has a recipe, right? You mentioned that you were working with the company who was doing private label, so you had a little bit background how the cooking is done, how the packaging is done, and how those private labels are distributed in the city or state. The reason of the show actually also is to educate people how to, everybody, as you said, everybody has an idea, but nobody knows where to start. So let's assume somebody had an idea, especially since we're talking food, so let's focus on the food, a recipe. So where do you go next? What would be or should be the next step, assuming that we have all the other factors, your team and, people with you to support you financially?
If you have all of that in place and you're able to scale it from, say, your kitchen to maybe a commercial kitchen to maybe a manufacturer, where you go next, if you have all that infrastructure built into place, you got to go to sales. You got to go to the market. And in my opinion, it's just my opinion, there's a couple different philosophies to, if you're prepared to get this to a market and start selling it in a store, you can go inch wide and mile deep, which means you can focus down on a very specific area, which I would literally say would be a neighborhood or even one store, and achieve success in that one store and learn from that one store and then build out from there. And if you're able to do that, then I think that's a very intelligent way to do it. Or if your strategy is, depends on your scale. If you want to go nationwide or statewide or citywide and you have the resources and the team to do that, that's a totally different model than doing that inch wide, mile deep model. You're shotgunning a little bit out, but hopefully it's strategic and you're picking targets based on certain reasons, but it's not the same as focusing down on a very, very hyper-focused target.
Also, we have a lot of examples in the market, and I'm pretty sure you might be aware, people have made fortune over the period. People do not know that you and I or other consumer might think the product just newly came out, but as you said that you have to start from a bottom, so that product must be somewhere selling, right? Absorbing the market, and then they blast. So the product has already established its taste and brand or whatever you say. So just a rough idea, hopefully we discuss a little bit more with online sales, just to have an idea. If somebody has a product, I'm not going to coach you for that, we are not putting another plant, but how much would it cost in terms of dollars?
To get a product to be able to sell,
to get it ready and sell it from commercial kitchen.
From a commercial kitchen, it just depends. I'll put it this way: it will always cost more than you think it will cost. Okay. There's no set dollar amount because you don't know what your materials are, your packaging. But I will say it will always cost you more than you think.
Okay.
No matter what, you can be the best controller in the world. It will always cost you more than you think because there's so many unforeseen things that are going to happen.
Okay. Let's focus on the little bit more cost and hopefully give our viewers a breakdown. Hopefully, for somebody they are thinking in those lines, they can get a better picture. So नाज़रीन, हम आपके साथ वापस आते हैं छोटी ब्रेक के साथ. हमारे साथ रहिएगा, and we'll explain you how to create an idea, from idea, how to create a product, and how to create, after creating a product, how to create a brand, and how to expand from a smaller place to a bigger customer. So नाज़रीन, हम आपके साथ वापस आते हैं इस छोटी ब्रेक के साथ.